Hi, everybody. I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I am an immigration attorney. I'm based outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia. Our clients, however, are all throughout the United States. We practice only immigration law. We do not practice anything other than immigration, which means that we can pretty much handle any kind of immigration related questions, right? So this is an opportunity where I'm live and you can ask me all those one-off immigration questions. I've been practicing immigration for a while. I've been a practicing attorney since 2008. Yeah, while I'm aging myself here. So feel free to put in your immigration questions and I would be happy to answer them for you. All right, so I'm going to start off with my question for the day, which is something that if you haven't tuned in with me before, we start off with a question that comes up pretty often in the practice that might be helpful to those of you that might be watching. Okay, so the question for the day today, it is, can I apply for VAWA without hurting my spouse? Right? Can I apply for VAWA without hurting my spouse? The answer is yes. A police report is not required to apply for a VAWA. So you can apply without implicating your spouse, without calling the police on your spouse. All right, you would get a work permit usually in about 6 to 8 months after we apply. You would get a green card in about 2 to 2.5 years, all without really involving your spouse. Call us for a consultation, 703-348-1663. All right. So for those of you that are not familiar with VAWA, if you're wondering, what is this thing? What is she talking about? Yes, someone, Nicole. Hi, Nicole. How are you? Nicole says, what is the meaning of VAWA? Right? Some people don't know what VAWA is. Okay, so VAWA is a way to apply for a green card if you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder and they're not willing to help you. If they're not willing to help you, and your marriage can be abusive, right? And we can talk about the different types of abuse that might be present. If you're married to a US citizen or a green card holder and you're the victim of abuse, it could be physical abuse, but not always. It can be emotional abuse, psychological abuse, right? So you would be able to apply on your own without having to report your spouse to the police. You'd be able to apply on your own and you'd be able to receive a work permit. You would receive protection to remain in the United States, and ultimately you would receive a green card. Usually in about 2 to 2.5 years, you would receive a green card. And this can happen even if you entered illegally. If you don't have any status right now, you can still apply if you're married to a US citizen or a green card holder and your relationship with them is difficult. It could be abusive. So if you're not sure, right, if your spouse is not willing to help you, you're not sure, that's when I would say you should call for a consultation, because this might be an opportunity for you to get in status, for you to get a work permit, for you to be allowed to be in the US. And also for those who haven't been back home in a really long time, you would also be able to leave the United States, visit family, usually within 6 months of our application. All right. Give us a call if you are in the situation, or refer our name to others that might be in the situation, because many people don't even know that it is an opportunity to apply. All right, we're at 703-348-1663. Again, that's 703-348-1663. Up top, Priceless. Hi, how are you? Thanks for joining me. He asked, or she, I'm not sure, I think it's a he, asked, is VAWA just for females? Is VAWA just for women? So this is kind of a misnomer. So VAWA stands for Violence Against Women Act. But I can tell you, and I know personally, many of our clients, sometimes actually I would even say most of our clients that apply are male. It is not just for women, it is also for men. So what it is you're married to a US citizen or a green card holder, and your spouse is not willing to apply for a green card for you, and this is even if you're out of status, even if you entered illegally, but now you've lost your status, your spouse is not willing to apply for you, that you've lived together with your spouse. It doesn't have to be for a long period of time. It could be for a short period of time, and that this relationship was abusive. So it could be physical abuse, which is partly which happens in some of our cases, but more often than not, it is emotional abuse. It is name calling, controlling behavior, financial abuse, and things of that nature. Okay, so if you or someone you know in this situation might qualify, I would suggest call us for a consultation. If you do qualify, what would happen is you would get a work permit in about 6 to 8 months, travel authorization also to leave the country if you qualify in about 6 to 8 months, and a green card in about 2 to 2.5 years. All right, 703-348-1663. Up top is asking, how long do you have to be married to qualify for VAWA? There is no requirement on that. There's no requirement on that. Okay. So as long as you've lived together, as long as you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, and there's abuse in your marriage, you can potentially qualify. And again, let me remind you, for those that are not familiar, you do not need physical abuse. Many times there is emotional abuse, where the spouse is always hurting your feelings, or they're putting you down, they're calling you names, they're threatening to have you deported, they demand money from you, they want your social media passwords, they're jealous, right? All of these different things might help you qualify. So if you think you might qualify, or if you want to know whether you qualify, give us a call. We're at 703-348-1663. Great. We have a bunch of people joining on here. Just so you know, I'm streaming live on both Facebook and on TikTok, and make sure that you follow us on TikTok, like us on Facebook. If you would like to know when I'm going live, this is an opportunity to ask all your immigration questions, all those one-off questions that you want answered by a lawyer. This is the time to ask. Again, my name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney, and I actually help clients all throughout the United States. Even though we are based in Arlington, Virginia, that still means that no matter where you are located, we can assist you with your immigration case. Okay, and this is what some people ask, why? How can you assist me if you are located in Virginia? It's because immigration is considered a federal practice, so that means no matter where you are located, we can help you with your immigration case. And again, as I mentioned in the beginning, if you weren't tuned in at that point, we handle all types of immigration cases. So we have employment-based immigration, family-based immigration. We handle all types of immigration cases, even like the one I'm talking about today, humanitarian cases for victims of crimes, victims of abuse. We can help you obtain a visa, a green card, and hopefully, this is my favorite part, get you your U.S. citizenship. Okay, we're at 703-348-1663. You don't have to come here. You don't have to come here for a consultation. We can do our consultation by phone or by Zoom. I like Zoom because I can see you, number one, but also I get to show you some documents. I get to walk you through the process and show you step by step what's involved. So sometimes having a visual is helpful. Okay, so if you want to give us a call, we can definitely have a consultation by Zoom. If some people are uncomfortable by Zoom, we can also do it by phone. Again, 703-348-1663. All right, let's see. Hi, Kalai. Nice to see you. You were saying, how do I renew a GC? How do I renew a green card? Right? How can I renew a green card? So if you have a green card, it actually kind of depends, right? I don't know what type of green card you have. If you have a conditional green card, you have to apply to remove the conditions, right? If you have a 2-year green card, you would have to apply to remove those conditions and apply for a 10-year green card. Okay, if you have a 2-year green card, you have to remove those conditions and apply for a 10-year green card, right? And there's only a certain point that you can do that. Usually it's about 90 days before it expires, if that's the kind of green card you're talking about, okay? That green card, a conditional green card, is issued if you are married for less than 2 years at the time that you apply for your green card. If you're married less than 2 years at the time that you receive your green card, then you will get a 2-year conditional green card. At the end of those 2 years, you have to show the government that you are still married, that your marriage was not just for immigration purposes. All right, so in terms of going from that 2-year green card to that 10-year green card, that is what you have to show. All right, so sometimes that becomes problematic, right? So sometimes that becomes problematic because your spouse, you're not getting along. Maybe you're in the process of getting divorced. Maybe your spouse is abusive towards you. That's what we were talking about earlier today, right? Maybe your spouse is abusive towards you, and you can still apply to extend your green card from that 2-year to that 10-year. All right, and for that, that's special. If you're a victim of abuse, you do not have to wait until the 90 days before your green card expires. You can renew it right away, meaning you can apply for that 10-year green card right away. So if you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder and you only have a 2-year green card, you can go from that 2-year green card to a 10-year green card if you're in a situation where your spouse is abusive. And it does not have to be physical abuse, as I mentioned. Emotional abuse, psychological and verbal abuse can be just, or if not more painful than physical abuse. Okay, call us for consultation if you or someone you know is in the situation. There is hope. 703-348-1663. All right. Great. So then the other way. So how do I renew a green card? Let's say you have a normal green card that's 10 years. It's about to expire and you want to renew that green card. So usually it's just simple. It's Form I-90. Just remember that just because your green card expired doesn't necessarily mean that you are not a green card holder. Okay, and I'm not talking about that 2-year green card. I'm talking about that 10-year green card. Just because it expired, you're still a permanent resident unless you did, other things that might take that status away from you. But for most people, you are still a permanent resident. All right, so you can just renew it. It's Form I-90. If you want to look it up, it's called your Form I-90. It's fairly simple, and it does take a bit of a long time to process. It can take close to a year to process and get that new green card, okay? But let's say that you have a green card, it's about to expire, so you probably had it for 10 years, I'm thinking. Most people are issued for 10 years. You should really think about citizenship, right? It's great. It's awesome. It can never be taken away from you if you're a U.S. citizen. As long as you didn't use fraud or misrepresentation, in most cases, it is permanent, right? So that means you can vote. That means you can stay out of the U.S. as long as you want. You can work anywhere you want in the United States. You have lots and lots of benefits. You can sponsor family, like your parents, your brothers and sisters, to come to the U.S. So being a U.S. citizen has a lot of really, really awesome benefits. And if your green card is about to expire, like you're saying you have your green card almost expiring, if it's your 10-year green card and it's expiring, then you're likely eligible for citizenship. Most people are eligible within 5 years of being a green card holder. So that's something you should really, really consider, okay? Give us a call if you want to apply for your citizenship. It's one of my favorite things to do, 703-348-1663. Up top is asking, I've been married for 2 months and I came here on a work permit, but we are not getting along. Okay, up top, if you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, you might still have options. If you have a work permit, even if you don't have any status at all, even if you entered illegally, you don't have any status at all, and you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, and the relationship is difficult, you don't know whether it qualifies as abuse, let's say, but it might. Call us for a consultation. We can talk to you and we can go through some of the typical situations that have come up for in our practice. And we can assess whether or not yours might qualify, right? If you do qualify, you would get work authorization in about 6 to 8 months. You would get a green card in about 2 to 2.5 years. And really, you could even become a citizen, at most within 5 years of being a green card holder, but most people will qualify for citizenship, for U.S. citizenship, within 3 years of being a green card holder. Okay, so call us for consultation, at least just to see, do you qualify? You might qualify. All right, and my phone number is 703-348-1663. And again, you do not have to be married for some crazy amount of time. Sometimes people are only married a couple of months, they live together, and the relationship was not good, and therefore they qualify. All right. Great. Nicole says, thank you. You're welcome. Ichika says, my case is not done and we didn't request my bond back. I was released on bond with immigration in 2010 this year. They released my bond, so we got our money back. Great. Congratulations. That's awesome. But your case is not done. So I think that maybe you should do maybe a FOIA request, get some information, because maybe it is done. Maybe the government decided not to prosecute your case. So if you're not working with a lawyer, you might want to take a look at the records, start working with a lawyer to see what's happening in your case. Because if you got your bond back, unless it was a mistake, it seems like something good has happened in your case. Okay? Again, you can give us a call, 703-348-1663. Hi, Rohit. Nice to see you. Gurinder says, U visas. Is that all you're saying? Good. U visas. Do you want to know about U visas? Sure. Let me talk to you about what a U visa is. So a U visa is different from what I was talking about earlier. So do not get this confused. There are different requirements and different situations. So U visas are, again, also for people that may not have any status in the U.S. They may have entered illegally, or they may have entered legally and then lost their status, right? So there's a bunch of different ways they may have entered, but they're a victim of a crime, or they witnessed a crime and they reported it, or they helped the police in investigating that crime. So these are people, they may not have any status in the U.S. They may have entered illegally, or they may have entered legally and have lost their status. So they could, really have no status at all. And what happened to them was that they were a victim of a crime, of a qualifying crime. Only certain crimes will qualify. Okay. They were a victim of a crime. They reported it to the police, and they agreed to help investigate the crime. So sometimes it's not the police. Sometimes it could be the prosecutor or a judge. So different people can certify. So essentially, if this is your situation, you would qualify for a U visa, a work permit, right? Sooner than the U visa, you would get a work permit at the time that we apply. We also would apply for work authorization. You get the U visa, and then after a certain period of time on the U visa, you could apply for a green card. And again, within 5 years as a green card holder, you can apply for citizenship. This is also a way, right? This is also a way to bring in children or your spouse, right? If you have minor children, or if you're married, you might be able to help to bring them in on this U visa as a derivative of your visa. Okay, I hope that is helpful to some people. I know many people call me, they have witnessed robberies. Just recently, I spoke with someone who was walking through a park and was stabbed by somebody in the park. The police were called. The report clearly mentioned this person that called me for a consultation. And it is such a strong U visa case. Something like that is so strong. She's specifically named in the report. So anything like that, or if you, for example, were working in a convenience store, the convenience store was robbed, you call the police. If you haven't even yet called the police, but now you know about the U visa and you want to help cooperate, right? You can do that. You can still do that. You are not required to have done it right away. When that happens, you can even possibly do it now. Okay, give us a call if we can help you. We are at 703-348-1663. All right, 703-348-1663. Mohammed is saying, good evening, Pratibha from New Hampshire. Hi, Mohammed. Nice to see you. I always love seeing people on here that have come up on here quite a bit. So nice to see you. Thank you for saying hi, and thank you for joining me. All right, Desai. Alok Desai is saying, how long does it take to get a work permit after you apply for a U visa? How long does it take to get a work permit after you apply for a U visa. It's actually not taking very long at all, about 6 months, 6 to 8 months, I would say, from the time that we apply. So this is different than it used to be. So before, you had to kind of wait for a long time before your case was kind of in a approved, I guess. It's U visa has different phases, so I won't get into all that here, but you would have to wait quite a while before your case was approved in order to get your work permit to be eligible to work. Now, if you have an application that looks like it's probably going to get approved, or if you're kind of meeting all of the elements that are required, you can apply for a work permit at the same time as your U visa application, and it will get issued before the application is approved. So that's actually a huge benefit that's kind of new. And I would, if you qualify for a U visa, if you don't know whether you qualify, I would really take advantage of it now, because now you can apply for a work permit from the very beginning, and you can get it, in less than a year, about 6 months after you apply. All right, call us for a consultation if you are interested in a U visa, 703-348-1663. All right, guys. Well, I hope I was able to answer most of your questions. Hi, Vignan. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you don't already like us on Facebook, make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on TikTok, and you'll be notified every single time I go live. I'll be up here answering your questions. So make sure you have your questions ready for me, and I look forward to answering them. Just before I sign off, I just want you to know that all of the information that I provided was just information. If you want a confidential consultation, please make sure to call our firm, and we can schedule it for you by Zoom or by phone. Okay, 703-348-1663. Thanks so much, and see you soon. Bye, everyone.